Aokiji, Navy HQ's strongest forces, debuted on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global on the 8th of January 2017. This was the first new batch of the year 2017 and brought along unique characters from the division commanders of the Whitebeard Pirates. These characters included Blenheim the Cutlass, King Du, Twin Fist Gauntlets, Haruta, Gale Small Swordsman, Atmos the Water Buffalo, and Speed Jiru's Shield and Lance. And bringing along a brand new Sugo-Fest exclusive character that was built around continuously KOing enemies to maintain a high attack multiplier. His special ability was the first in the game's history that would allow you to extend the duration of your attack and slot boosting effects, granting damage boosting effects to last longer throughout the quest. Introducing Kuzan. In this series, we'll be traveling back in time to experience some of the older Sugo-Fest exclusive characters in their prime, aiming to show just what it was like to use these characters on their debut. I hope you enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's enter the Legends of OPTC. So thank you very much for watching yet another episode of the Legends of OPTC, and welcome to a brand new year. 2022 is here as of the time of this video being released. I'm actually recording this on New Year's Eve, and in Australia today, boy, it's a hot one. It's like nearly 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It is so hot here today, but we are pulling through because we have a video to make. Let's talk about the brand new Aokiji Sugo Fest batch. First of which, we have this rare recruit Blenheim the Cutlass, which is a Dex slasher powerhouse. Actually, a 2.5 captain is relatively reasonable, and a special ability that would do some damage to all enemies, make recovery and tandem slots beneficial to slashers for 3 turns. Not an amazing effect, but making slots count as beneficial was becoming more prevalent in the game. And unfortunately, not a very great character. More often than not, was more used as a stat stick on a Dex slasher team. Speaking of characters that basically get no time, is going to be this guy, King Du. Unfortunately, not that great. A Psy fighter powerhouse character. Captain effect, again, a 2.5 times captain, but then a special ability that would empty all of your Psy slots and then deal damage based on the amount of Psy slots that you had consumed. So if you consume 6 Psy slots, you get 230 times his attack. But the problem here is the fact that he doesn't do anything with your slots that you empty. Like, he just empties them and doesn't, like, replace them with anything. So that's the problem with this unit. Didn't really see a lot of play. 10 turn cooldown obviously after limit break, 17 turn base. Like, no one was using this guy for anything. Just a terrible design. The next one is Haruta. Now, this character actually saw quite a bit of play. A int slasher cerebral, and it was actually due to the captain ability, boosting the attack of slasher and cerebral by 1.75 times. However, gives a chance of duplicating a drop upon completion of an island. This was one of the first characters in the game to provide this kind of effect, like Buggy. This was not a guaranteed chance of duplicating a drop, it was only a chance. I think it was like a 50-50 shot of it happening. So, you know, it was interesting. At least people would use it if they didn't have their own Buggy at the time. And then a special ability that would go ahead and do 15 times their attack and int damage to all enemies, changes own slot into int, and reduces the cooldown of slasher and cerebral characters by 1 turn. I mean, it does resist special reverse as well, so I guess it was kind of interesting. Not a terrible unit at all, but mainly that captain ability to give that chance of dupe drop was very powerful. So now we have Atmos the Water Buffalo, which to this day I think is probably the character that sees the most play in content. Strength slasher powerhouse, captain ability, strength 2.5 times attack, but then this special ability that would do 7 hits of random typeless damage to random enemies, but then reducing bind and despair by 3 turns. Really good piece of utility, especially back in 2017, to the start of 2017. And the thing about it is later on he actually gained the double special activation upon expansion, which means that you could get up to 6 turns of bind and despair removal. I mean, multiple hits of damage is also kind of useful depending on what kind of content you're going up against. So Atmos, actually not a bad rare recruit. And then the last rare recruit of this batch is Speed Jiru, or Speed Jill as it was dubbed here on Global, a quick striker driven character that would have a captain ability of boosting quick by 2.25 and then making their dex slots beneficial. So they basically wouldn't have a non-beneficial slot slot, unless if it was a block slot, of course. And then the special ability, very simply just reducing enemy barriers by 1 turn. I think this was actually the first character in the game that would allow you to remove enemy barriers. So it was very important for the game's release to have a character like this, but, you know, didn't really see that much play because there wasn't too many situations where 1 turn of barrier removal was going to be the difference between winning and losing. Very situational, but hey, sometimes this guy came through. And now we can talk about the Sugo-Fest exclusive character of the batch, which is Kuzan, who is a quick striker shooter character, really good classes and good typing, and his captain ability would boost the attack of all characters by 2 times and a 1.2 health boost. But then every time you defeated an enemy, it would slightly increase your attack boost, and if you defeated enemies up to 8 times over 8 turns, you would get a maximum of a 3.5 times attack boost to your entire team. A very interesting way of going about things. I think this was the first character in the game that had a stacking style captain effect. So you continuously just want to keep killing stuff every single turn, and after you do it 8 times in a row, you get that 3.5 times boost. But there is the drawback of if you fail to kill something during a turn, your stack will be depleted and you'll go back to your 2 times attack boost, and you have to start storing that back up again. It was a very interesting captain ability, and I mean, a 3.5 times captain to all characters was never bad, but the fact that you had to stall up to 8 turns just to get that to activate was a bit finicky, and if you did kind of screw up in content, you know, you just go back to your 2x boost and you basically lose your run. So definitely high risk, high reward, that's for sure, back in 2017. And his special ability would increase the duration of any attack buffs or any orb amplification buffs. So this was also pretty cool, but unfortunately wasn't very powerful on its own because there were a lot of bosses that would just remove your beneficial effects when you entered the final stage or after a certain amount of time. And also it was kind of annoying because you basically had to have double Kuzan for it to be relatively useful. In a lot of situations, you know, having only 1 Kuzan to just buff it by 1 turn would make any 1 turn buff into a 2 turn buff, which means if you move into like a final stage, for example, and the enemy has a preemptive attack, it will just expire. So you actually kind of needed 2 extending buffs, which did kind of hurt this character in the long run. This character didn't see a lot of play upon release. He was okay, but there were just better teams to run, and he definitely got a lot better when he received his super evolution, which gave him a much better special, a much more usable special ability, and his captain effect definitely got buffed with the super evolution as well. But I'm really excited to jump in today's video going ahead and using Kuzan, so let's see what kind of content we're playing today. So in today's video, we are going to be going ahead and having a look at 3 different Coliseums. We have the Strength Coliseum Kid from last week, which we actually didn't get a chance to go ahead and play. We have Coliseum Jozu and also Coliseum Kinemon. So I think all 3 of these are going to be pretty fun to go ahead and play against. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel and see what we get this week with V1 Aokiji. And it is going to be Coliseum Kinemon. Alright. Yeah, Coliseum Kinemon, a really good character that still sees play today. Very excited to jump into this one. Let's get it.
Dude, one of us has to get a red.
Yo, congrats, Mayor, in the chat. That's awesome.
Alright, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Cool. Gold.
Red! Yo!
Does it have a plus?
Aokiji! Let's go! Let's go! Yes!
Congrats, man.
Woo!
Oh.
Yes!
That's a good one, man. Aokiji is
Yo!
really powerful.
His books are coming out too. I was just talking about that with Smoker and TCG.
Oh, yo! And here we are in-game right now with Aokiji, one of the admirals at Navy HQ, lazy in behavior but sharp-witted and always ready to act on his strongly held beliefs that he holds dearer than even his admiral position. Here we are with Kuzan with max sockets, max special, plus 100 attack, plus 100 HP cotton candies. This is the team that we're bringing today. This is a bit of an obscure team, but I'm super excited to jump into it and just see how it performs. So we've got V1 Doflamingo and also Mihawk here as well. We've got those 2 characters for the final stage, but for the mini-boss stage, we've got Kuma and we've got Sengoku, both of which should give us enough damage to pierce through that stage. Really hoping that we're able to do that, but I'm really excited to jump into this one. Haven't used V1 Kuzan as a captain in a really long time. Really excited to jump into the first episode episode of the Legends of OPTC series for 2022. Let's go ahead and jump into Coliseum Kinemon. And shout out to my girl Karissa for putting up the Kuzan as well with the plus 100 attack and the HP cotton candy, as well as TheLordShiro as well. Thank you very much, guys, for helping out with the series. Let's jump into it today. Versus Kinemon, dude. This is great. I haven't done Kinemon Coliseum in so long. Bruh, it's time. Let's get it. Let's get it. Right, so jumping into the content today, one of the things that is a pretty glaring issue is our special cooldowns. We need to stall for quite a long time, so let's go ahead and get that party started. Remember that the way that Kuzan works is that we want to continuously kill stuff every turn. However, we do need to do quite a lot of stall, so I feel like it's actually pretty okay if we just take our time and not really worry about killing something every single turn, because we do need to make sure we need to stall for quite a long amount of time, and that's going to be honestly one of the biggest pains with this specific team so far. So we do have the Elder Turtle here, which actually gives us a lot of turns of stall, which is good because he has such high HP. But, you know, the cooldowns I think are going to be the scariest part. If we get our cooldowns sorted, I think we'll be really, really good. But we're going to take quite a lot of damage initially. But honestly, looking forward into it, I don't expect us to take too much damage even when we get to stage 4. I actually don't think we're going to be taking any damage moving forward. So I think these stall turns are going to be okay for, you know, taking a bit of hits. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think that Elder Turtle will die here. I don't really want to get this guy below 50%. Okay, that's good. So we've still got a lot of turns left on Sengoku. We do want Sengoku ready for stage 4. That mini-boss Crocodile, he does seem a little bit annoying to deal with, so I have to be very careful about that. I think I can get away with doing another turn of stall here. If we get this red guy below 50%, I do believe he blinds us. So we don't want that to happen. We actually have really low HP right now, so okay, let's go ahead and actually do this. Get a bit of recovery back. I guess we're going to start killing stuff. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. So every time we kill something, you actually will see that the captain effect of Aokiji will like start to glow. Like the actual icon of Aokiji will glow whenever we're whenever we kill something to like signify that it's being buffed, right? So we just see we kill the turtle there, take a bit of damage, and then Aokiji's effect will glow right there. Boom, there we go. And we are going to move on. So we're actually doing really well. Despite the fact we've taken a lot of damage here, we want to continuously kill one thing every single turn moving forward. So on this turn here, we're going to kill this guy. And it's going to keep stacking up, stacking up, stacking up continuously. We're going to kill this T-Rex in the next turn. Things are going pretty well so far, not going to lie. I mean, like, obviously it's really slow, but that's just the way this guy is, man. That's just the way he is. He's dead. We've got this T-Rex that we can kill in this turn here. We're going to have our special cooldowns for sure. So stage 3. So, ooh, I don't remember there being this guy. What does this guy do? He paralyzes our bottom unit. Oh, is this one of the ones where... Oh, okay. I may have overlooked this in research. I don't remember this. Oh, boy. This is kind of bad. I hope that we're able to kill in one turn. I have a feeling that we're not able to. Oh, dang. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Ooh, the thing is, though, is that we are definitely have not stacked up 8 turns of boosts. Alright, well, here's Crocodile. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This might be one of the first weeks in a long time where we've actually lost. Let's see what happens here. So he gives us empty slots, which is why we wanted to go ahead and bring the Kuma. However, we're going to use Sengoku first, which gives us an attack boost. So we're going to go ahead and use him first, which gives us a 1.5 times attack boost. And this is the buff that I want to extend. So we're going to go ahead and use the Kuzan special, which is going to buff any attack or orb boost that we have active, because we want to make sure we have Doflamingo's orb boost in the next stage, and I don't want to extend Kuma's orb boost so that we have his one instead of Doflamingo's. So we'll go ahead and use the other Kuzan special, which is going to go ahead and make that attack boost that we have from Sengoku last for 3 turns. Now we're going to use the Kuma special, which will change the empty slots that we've been given into matching slots. And hopefully we have enough damage to kill. The problem is I don't think we have, we haven't stacked up Aokiji enough. That's honestly going to be a little bit of a problem. And it doesn't even say how many turns we've stacked up, so that honestly kind of sucks. So we are going to hit our perfects and hopefully get the kill. Hopefully. Let's get it. Boom, okay. We got the kill against Crocodile. This is looking good. So moving on to the boss stage versus Kinemon. Now, if I remember correctly, I don't think he removed our buffs. If he removes our buffs, then it's a complete waste. Okay, so it does a health cut and changes all of our slots into strength. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and launch the Mihawk special, which is going to do half of the damage that we dealt as additional damage towards Kinemon. So that's great. Get a bit of damage off against him. Boom, very nice. And we'll go ahead and use the Doflamingo special, which will change adjacent slots into matching, so at least our Kuzan will have a beneficial slot. And we're really hoping that that slot is going to be enough to get us the kill. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I hope it is. We do have our 1.5 attack. We have a 2x orb boost. We have at least one matching slot on a quick unit. Alright, I guess without further ado, let's see if we're able to get the kill. This is a very quick run, actually. Let's get it. Yes, sir! Yo, let's go! We did it! Kuzan beating Kinemon. Yo, let's go, dude. Absolutely decimated. Now, obviously, it wasn't the quickest run out there. We had to do quite a bit of stall at the start of the quest. And I don't even think we even had the maximum stacks. What we had, like, oh, we would have been pretty close, I think. We would have been around, like, 7, maybe 7 to 8. Maybe we got to the final stage and we had the full stack. But there we go. Coliseum Kinemon taken down with V1 Aokiji. That was pretty impressive showing, actually. Shout out to my man Kuzan for the one time. Let's go. We're not doing the invasion. So thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of The Legends of OPTC, and this was a really fun showing with V1 Kuzan. However, next week we are going to be going ahead and covering a really cool Sugo-Fest exclusive character, bringing once again a brand new mechanic into the game, being Blackbeard, with that ability to bypass enemy defensive effects. So we're going to be using Blackbeard in next week's episode. Hopefully you go on to enjoy this video today, and if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.